Hey guys, I guess I'm doing things a little bit more low tech today. I didn't remember to charge my selfie sticks remote, so you're gonna see my hands at the beginning and end of this video. I'm turning the video on or off. So this is a vlog about day 7 of NaNoWriMo, but also about how week 1 of NaNoWriMo went. So on day 7, I wrote 74 words, which is not a lot of words. I spent most of day 7 messing around, and then I did editing. I sent the edits to one of my editors, and then I stayed up and wrote words that technically are part of day 8 of NaNoWriMo. Yeah, so the word count for week 1 was 31,553 words, which is higher than I thought it was, given that I messed around a bunch during the week. The actual word count is probably a few hundred words higher, because during the editing process I added a bunch of words to the books that I don't think I remembered to copy and paste into the word counts for the day. So a lot of times, like, I might change a sentence, I might add some stuff, I might remove some stuff. So it's about, I don't account for those changes in the word logs. The word logs are just the words written, and it doesn't have to do with editing at all. But no matter what, at the end of editing and everything like that, each book is over 25,000 words long. I always advertise them as being 25,000 words long and 100 pages because they're around that length, and because I don't think anyone is going to get upset by me saying they're long, that they're shorter than they actually are, but I know that people would rightfully feel annoyed if they got a book and there were less pages than they expected and that were advertised. I guess think about it like candy bars. If someone sells you 5 candy bars and they end up giving you 7, that's fine. But if they sell you 5 candy bars and you get 4, that's not okay. What else? So basically, day 7 was okay. I was a lot of messing around, and it was a reminder of why not to do editing during NaNoWriMo. I learned a really hard lesson. Basically, I told myself I wasn't going to do editing during NaNoWriMo, but I got really excited about finishing book 1, and I wanted to get it out to my art team really quickly. So I booked a slot with my editor, and well, one of my editors. I use multiple editors, and I always do my own round of edits, but I put that off, and I don't know why I put it off. There was no reason to put it off. So that happened. What else? I did not end up starting on day 8, which is today, I did not end up starting on finishing Mountain Bear Buns, which does need 5,000 words. Instead, I put about 15,000 words into the Rapunzel Rodeo so far, and I think it's a really fun book. I really like the direction I've gone with it. I've learned a lot in researching stuff about horses, because I'm not I know there's like people who are really into horses, but I was never like a horse girl. And I never had a horse, even though I grew up in a rural area, but I think horses are pretty cool. They're pretty fascinating. So even though I'm not a huge horse fanatic, it was a lot of fun to make sure I was using the proper terminology for things. So for instance, like I learned that there's a difference between like a color breed and like a formally recognized subspecies breed. So the difference would be like a buckskin horse has skin that kind of looks like deer skin, I guess, in theory. I don't know if it's supposed to look like tan deer skin or just regular deer skin. They're kind of blondish, and so people would consider buckskins or bay horses or chestnut horses to be a color breed. However, that's different than a regular species kind of breed, which has to do with like genetic lineage, because various horse species can all show a variety of colors. So you could have a buckskin horse that is a Mustang, or a buckskin horse that is a American Thoroughbred, or an American Saddle Horse, and even though those are 3 different species, under the color breed rule, they would all be considered one species. So I decided not to go with the color breed rule, and I went with the lineage kind of rule instead. So I think that should be pretty cool to read about. And the horse shifters are very different than the bear shifters, but they're still sable sylvan shifters at their core, and they share the same values that the other shifters share in the series. Like, they're all looking for their fated mate. They're not looking to mess around. What else? I learned that what's really effective for helping me write is making sure I have a very clean desk, and that I caffeinate and smoke and take care of all that stuff ahead of time. And I know it sounds really basic, but in every single writing book will tell you that before you write, what you need to do is get rid of any distractions, and I always say to do that too. But it's really hard to look at your own situation and see what are the things that are distracting you, what sort of things can you deal with before you start writing, what sort of things can you do to streamline the getting ready process. So what I did yesterday is kind of gross. I cleaned up my keyboard. because I type on a mechanical keyboard because I can type very, very quickly on a mechanical keyboard. Whereas, what's my point? I don't know. Like, I just don't type as quickly on a standard keyboard. However, mine got really grimy from about a year of usage, I think. So what I did is I had to pull off every key from the keyboard, and I went over the keyboard with like special cleaning stuff. And by special cleaning stuff, I mean makeup sponges, which I know you're probably not supposed to use, but it worked for me, and it's what I had around, and the best cleaning tools which you've got around, right? Wrong, but whatever. So now I have a nice clean keyboard, and I typed a lot more quickly, I think. But maybe that was psychosomatic. I ended up writing 13,000 words in 6 hours, I think, and that was with like breaks and like messing around, and I wasn't doing Pomodoro sprints. So what happened was this morning, I don't know, instead of going to bed at a reasonable hour, I stayed up, and right now my computer is in my bedroom because I don't have a home office until the spring or summer, but like a formal one, but I do have the bedroom set up. So what I did was, so my boyfriend went to bed, and I didn't want to keep him up, so I used something called darkroom mode, using a program called Flux. And what Flux does is it dims your computer, and darkroom mode only shows you your computer in shades of red and black, and it's not as bright, obviously, but it also means that I can't go on YouTube and mess around because I'm only seeing stuff in monochrome and in these inverted colors that, you know, aren't the normal colors. So it's a little hard to mess around and like go on BuzzFeed or something and just waste my time. And so I think, weirdly enough, darkroom mode helps me for productivity as well. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is, even before my boyfriend goes to bed, while I'm still working, I'm going to be using darkroom mode so that I can try and pump out at least another, I'm hoping to get another 3,000 words in. I want to end the day with about 18,000 words. I might not be able to do that, but that's my goal. I know it's not like a super, super productive day. I did wake up at, what time did I go to bed? I went to bed at like 6 or 7 a.m. and I woke up around 2 or 3 p.m. I think. And I did not do a bunch of writing. I did maybe 2,000 words of writing since then. And I know that's like better than my standard day, but it still wasn't great for a day where I was supposed to be working on writing. What else? I think that the Rapunzel Rodeo is better than the Cinderella Hoedown, because the Cinderella Hoedown involves a lot of introducing people to the town in a way that I think was a little clunky. But not to the point that it needed to be changed for the final product. I still think people will like it. What I mean is, like, I think I could have been more concise, and that's why the Cinderella Hoedown ended up being 31,000 words, and the goal was 25,000 words. So having a book that's an extra 6,000 pages long, which is about, I guess it's like 24 pages long, that's pretty significant. That's basically was 25% as long as it needed to be, given that the book should have only been 100 pages, and now it's around 124 pages, I guess. So the book still, like, it reads fine. It didn't read like it was dragging on or anything like that, and I still think people are gonna like it. But for me, writing it, there was a lot of stuff that it was nice and that I know readers are gonna like, but I probably could have skipped as an author. Like, there was a lot of banter between the main character and her friend, and that really could have been removed or like saved for other books. With other like sassy female relationships. And I guess what I'm gonna have to do is be better about that in the future. So what I did this time was, in Scrivener, I use Scrivener to write, and you can set for each of your documents, and like for your macro documents and whatever, targeted word goals. So the target word goals I've set, for instance, for the date scenes in this book is 1,500 words, because they were dragging on to be like 3,000, 4,000 words per date or something like that in the Cinderella Hoedown, which, like, that sounds nice, but then you end up, like, that ends up being half the book, and then you don't get to hear about the drama that happens. So I think that was really useful. There's a lot more shifter content. I went into the Rapunzel Rodeo knowing that I would really need to put a lot of shifter content in there, because I don't expect people to be able to fill in the blanks about horse shifters when I haven't talked about them before. And I'm really, really, really pleased with the mate mark system that I came up with, because each horse shifter, as I may have mentioned in previous videos, is going to have both a breed mark and a herd mark and a mate mark that appears obviously at that point in the novel. So yeah, what I have left tonight is I'm working on the date scenes, the fight scene, and the sex scene, which seems like, oh, that's the whole book, isn't it? Well, I mean, basically, right? But I'm really excited because the dates are going to be very, very different. So each of the horse shifters, I made a big effort to make sure that they each felt like their own distinct character, and they weren't all generic. And I think I did a really good job at characterizing these characters more than I had. I think this might be the best menage romance I've ever written. And there's a lot of twists and turns. There's going to be a lot of, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to ask me why I didn't write this faster. So yeah, the goal is though to finish this book up tomorrow. And tomorrow, I guess tomorrow's Thursday. So yeah, this weekend I don't expect to get a lot of writing done. And the reason is we have a bunch of errands that we're doing with the car. We borrow someone's car when we need to do errands, and we have the car this weekend. So what we're gonna be doing is like going to Costco, going to the storage unit, getting my makeup out and all that good stuff. I also, so I know that like I don't look the best right now because I'm not wearing makeup, but I did wear makeup for I think most of the vlogs from last week. However, what ended up happening was my skin literally started to like tear, like there were little abrasions and stuff like that, and I was starting to get creases on the corners of my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is this was with like me using gentle micellar water, which is like a makeup remover to remove the makeup, and like baby wipes and stuff like that, and nothing harsh, and like an oil cleanser, which is supposed to be pretty like soft. And like this was even with me putting on a lot of moisturizer. My skin still ended up breaking. And so to take care of that, I think what I'm gonna have to either do is find like lighter makeup, like maybe a tinted moisturizer that I don't have to take off, because I think the foundation is really the thing that hurts my skin the most. B, maybe I need to lighten up on the makeup and start using like a lighter hand, or like putting on less. Or like 3, just maybe no foundation and just working on like the eyes and the lips and stuff like that, stuff that like won't get as torn up when I remove the makeup, because I think it's really the foundation that I'm having a problem with, because basically like the foundation is meant to be worn all day and I'm only wearing it for like the vlog. I'll put it on, I'll film the vlog, and I'll take it off pretty much immediately after, but the makeup isn't ready to come off because it's like, oh, I'm supposed to stick on your face. And I'm like, no, you can go home now, you're done, you're drunk. And it's like, no, I want to stay. So it's the worst. So I guess I wouldn't watch this channel if you're looking for someone pretty, obviously. So yeah, basically that is the vlog for the day. I hope you like this video. If you do like this, please give it a like, please subscribe to this channel, and of course please hit the bell icon if you haven't already. The bell icon will send notifications to your email, it will send notifications to your phone, all that good stuff when I upload the next video, which will be tomorrow. And of course you should leave me a comment. So my question for you is, what species do you want to see me write about that has not been written about in my books, and that isn't planned on being written about? Like, it's not something that I've already shared plans to write about. So definitely tell me about what shifter species you want to see in a Sable Sylvan novel in the comments below, and I will see your beautiful faces tomorrow. Bye!